What's going on, guys? Adam again, back with Atomic Garage, and we are here with the old Silverado, and we got to do some work to it. We got to get a water pump installed on it and a couple other things that I may do in another video. But before we do anything, I got to go to the parts store so I can actually pick up the fan clutch wrench because I don't have one. Let's roll. Just got out of there and I finally went on ahead and got the fan clutch tool, just a wrench, and I got some gasket maker, some black, because of course when I need it I can't find it, so I went on ahead and bought some, and that's guaranteed to be able to find it once I get home. So I may not even need that, who knows. But back to the house so we can get started on the Chevy. All right, guys, so we have made it back. So now it's time to get started on the Silverado and doing the water pump on it. And what's been going on with the truck, it's been leaking pretty good in the engine bay, and you can smell it for one, but two, the belt was already old, but now it was like squeaking like crazy. So I'd pull up at the school to get my kids, and it'd be like skirt, 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 just like that. It was the worst thing in the world. And though they weren't embarrassed, I was embarrassed, because in my mind I'm saying, dude, you're a mechanic, come on, you got to do better than this. And not only that, but like every 2 times that I drive the truck, it says low coolant, like it's pouring basically. So I went to Rock Auto. I got a box full of parts that I'm going to grab and bring out and let you guys see what I have planned for today and also for the days coming up later on down the road. So let's keep going. Here's everything that I have for my truck, and we'll start with the smaller boxes. I've got some lift blocks for the rear because I went through a period in my life that I wanted my truck to be low, or basically the height that it is now for the most part. And while it was nice, when I decranked the torsion bars in the front, it made the front very bouncy, and I think that also helped with blowing out my front shocks. At least that's just my thought on it. So to go along with the lift blocks for the rear, which is what is it, 1 inch or something like that, basically taking it back to stock since I didn't keep my old bolts and stuff like that. Move over to here. I have some door handles because I broke one side, and it's very annoying trying to reach between the driver's seat and back and pulling it. I'm tired of doing all that. We've also got some shocks as well. These shocks are a eBay special. Got them super cheap, so they may only last but 6 months, but you know what, that's all for right now because I want some really good shocks, and right now I'm trying to save money for something I've got going on in the future. So that's what I got for suspension wise. Now, Rock Auto. This whole box is dedicated strictly to Rock Auto. I have quite a few stuff. I have a thermostat that we're going to also put on as well. So we'll set that to the side. We've got 2 new belts. We've got an AC belt here, and then we have the main belt for the alternator and all that good stuff. These belts need to be replaced because one day I was driving to Charlotte when I was in training for AT&T, and my tensioner completely blew out, and it had the original belt on there, and I was broke, and I was just trying to make it to where I need to be, so I kept the original belt on, and that belt has still lasted for like additional 4 years. So, you know, I really got my money's worth out of it. But anyway, I got some new belts so it won't squeak and make any noise, and plus it's kind of soaked with coolant, so want to get that all done while we're in. Also, Rock Auto puts like stickers, not stickers, but magnets inside of every box. Small little touches like that. I love Rock Auto. My buddy Tim, Magic Hand Tim, told me about it, and I have been hooked on getting all of their stuff. So as you can see within the big box, water pump. We've got a water pump. I only spent like 65, 67 bucks for it. The cheapest in-town parts store had the water pump for was around 125, 130 bucks. That is a 50% discount that I am saving. Well, that is just truly ridiculous, and I'm loving Rock Auto right now. Now, the only thing that'll make this better is if it goes on top on the truck and there's no problems whatsoever, which I don't think I'll run into any problems. And then last but not least, we've got 2 of these boxes right here, and these are inner tie rods. Because on my truck, on one side it's really worn out, while the outer tie rods on both sides are perfect. So no need to replace the outer ones, but the inner ones definitely are leading to some wobble and some flex. And when I drive this truck in the rain, it makes it super sketchy. So when I replace those as well, that is going to make the drive, the bouncing, all of that go away, and the truck is going to ride so much better. So there it is, guys, all the parts that I ordered for my 2003 Chevy Silverado. And maintenance and stuff like that is something that has been neglected on this truck, but despite all of that, this truck has still been absolutely amazing. Like, I even put a tune on it, I gutted the cats out and everything like that, and even with that, besides it drinking gas, I don't have any problems with this truck whatsoever. So this truck, this body style, the cat eyes is just amazing. And later on down the road, we're going to work on the aesthetics and make it look better, because old girl has seen better days, and we're going to get to that eventually. But again, for today, we're going to work on the cooling system and getting that back straight. So now it's time to get started and do some work. How to, but I'm just showing you my engine. As you can see, it has been a bit neglected. Oh man, like, it needs a good cleaning as well, which is also going to happen. But that is the culprit right down there. We are going to get that water pump, and we're going to start by getting these hoses off, getting this shroud off, getting this intake off, and let's roll. So we are here, guys, trying to get this fan off, and I've got the tool, and the tool fits on there perfectly. But man, I can't get my pry bar in a good position to make it to break it free, to hold the pulley down so I can break this fan clutch off. So that's the fun that I'm running to. But in the meantime, look at this right here. I don't know if you can see it on camera. Look at that whole thing move. Water pump is more than bad right there. Look at that. That is crazy. You can actually hear it. So, and look at that belt as well. That belt looks pretty gnarly there. Pretty old. So, I'm going to keep messing with it. It's been at least 10-15 minutes and I'm already aggravated. But I'm going to finally get this thing off so we can move on with this whole project. So, here I am another 15 minutes later, and I'm trying something else now, because this nut down there does not want to come loose, and it's truly starting to get annoying. So I got this C-clamp here, and I've got it wedged against this upper hose neck right here that connects to the water pump, and hopefully this stops it from rotating anymore. This belt is trash, so I'm not worried about it, and that way I can put every bit of grunt that I have in trying to turn this nut so I can get it off. So it's getting a little annoying, but I think we can get it. This may be the time for us to get it. The pump out, which wasn't hard at all. There she is, a bit dirty, but we're going to get rid of it. You can still feel that play that's right there. So I'm going to get the new one out the box and compare them, make sure we're all good, which I believe we are, and then we'll go and do the reverse, clean everything up on the engine, and keep on rolling. All right, so comparing the two, old one, new one, it looks pretty straightforward. Everything seems to line up pretty good. As I've shown earlier, I've got a new thermostat and thermostat neck and all that good stuff. I got some fippage, which I found mine. Awesome. So now I'm going to go ahead and clean that, put everything on there so we can go ahead and put everything back on this engine. And you know what? It's pretty dirty down there, quite honestly. And now would have been the ideal time for me to go ahead and, once I was doing the water pump, go ahead and pull my crankshaft pulley off and everything clean, pull this cover off as well, and do a cam swap. Now would be the time to do it. But right now, I just don't have the cash. The $400 for the cam, and then of course you got to do springs and you got to do a bunch of other stuff as well, which would be good when you're doing a cam swap. So we're not going to do this today, but you know, it's good to see everything down there. Try and clean it up a little bit, and we'll keep rolling. So guys, as you can see, I am almost done. I am wrapping everything up, and I don't have much more to put back on for this water pump to be done. But one thing I did this go round than I did any other time is trying to use all hand tools, just getting rid of the power tools and see how it feels. And you know what, honestly, it does take longer. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes you're sitting on that one bolt like, good God almighty. But the peace of mind knowing that you're not stripping or cross-threading anything. And yes, I know you keyboard warriors are gonna say, if you go ahead and start it by hand, then you don't have anything to worry about when you're running in. And that's true. But my battery was dead, so that was part of the reason why I didn't do it. And also, I just wanted to just enjoy wrenching. Just take my time. It feels good outside now. It's not freezing cold anymore. The sun, the light is just right, and I can get some stuff done. And it feels good just using all hand tools. It just feels good. I don't know what it is. You should try it sometime. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, I'm not going to record any more of putting everything back together. You guys have seen it come apart, pretty self-explanatory. So once everything's back together and I'm putting coolant back inside of it, I'll let you guys see what we got going on. So guys, as you can see, we got the coolant behind us. Now it's time to go ahead and fill it up and air bleed the coolant system, which air bleeding is exactly what it means, getting the air out of the coolant system where there's no air pockets, which can make your car or truck overheat. That's what I'll be doing now. Once I fill it up, then I'll let it run, let the air get out, rev it up a couple times. Then I'll take the truck down the road to return that part, and yeah, that'll be it. So if everything goes good, we got a truck that won't squeak and make a whole bunch of noise and hoopla and everything like that. So, see what happens. Well guys, that's gonna do it for me today. The engine is running, it's not overheating, it's been sitting here for the longest. I've air bled everything. Only thing left for me to do is to return this tool. So that's it for me guys. I will catch you guys in the next video. Maybe it'll be something else on this truck, maybe doing the shock absorbers, I don't know. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down, but at least tell me why so I can improve my content. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.